Hey, bendición. El Quisador back with another video. Don't mind the shitty lighting. I'm at the river. I just did a video, just finished up, and I have a second topic that I want to touch on. So, there are a very, very common question that is not just for me that I've seen, but I've seen a very common question on Reddit. Super duper common question from Aleyos. Aleyo literally means stranger or visitor or foreigner. Aleyo, but Aleyo. From people that do not have initiation on their head. The question is, what can I do to honor Orisha if I'm not initiated? I don't have that Orisha received. What can I do? So the don't do is, let's just use the river as the example because I'm sitting at the river. And everybody associates Ochun with the river. Or I have an affinity with Oba, or Yemaya, or Lokun, Inle. Somebody who's associated with the river. Let's just use Ochun because everybody knows Ochun. Everybody loves her. Aleyo. If I don't have Ochun, how can I honor her? Do's and don'ts. Don't go to a botanica, get a statue of that mulata. The statue I'm talking about, some half black, half white chick that's in a dress. It's very pretty. Take that, buy that, get some yellow candles, incense, yellow fabric, honey, cinnamon, oranges, all the stuff that we associate with Ochun, perfumes, fans, and buy all that stuff from a botanica. Set up a table and place all those items that I just mentioned on a table, and make an altar for Ochun. Oh, and of course the bell. You can't forget the bell. And say that you are working with Ochun, or that you are calling Ochun, or that she is your guide, or that Ochun is your alagbatorio. I know Ochun. I feel so attracted to Ochun, and she must be my crown. I saw her in a dream, and I know she's my crown. She told me herself that she owns my head, and she wants me to honor her. We've all heard the stories. That's the don't. The do, or I won't say what the do, I'll say what you can do, is if you don't have an Orisha received, your only option is to go to the physical manifestation of that Orisha as it pertains to nature. If you don't have Ochun, if you don't have Oba, if you don't have Yemaya, or Loku, Inle, and you are told in a reading, and I'm going to preface this, if you're told in a reading, because a lot of people, I just feel attracted to Ochun. But if you're told in a reading, then you can go to a river and maybe bring a candle and pray to Ochun. If you need peace of mind, you go to the monte and you pray to Obatala. Arguably, if you go to a church, you could pray to Obatala. If you go to an ocean, you pray to Yemaya. You pray to Olokun. If you go to a forest, you pray to Elegua, Ogun, Ochosi, Osain. Wherever that Orisha lives in nature. Oya, the river. Oya, the gateway of the cemetery. Oya, the marketplace. Truly, where you find Oya is at the marketplace. So, you can pray to that Orisha where they live. I'm going to stick to Ochun because y'all know that I can rant and I can just go on and on. I don't have Ochun. How do I honor her? How do I ask for her guidance at least? Because at the end of the day, we are talking about Ache. We're talking about energies, which is a double-edged sword, because that's why you get people that say, well, I just get a statue and we're just talking about energies, and I can just make an Ochun statue altar at my house, and now I have Ochun at my house, and I can call her whenever I want for her guidance. Yes, the Orisha is energy. It is Ache. They are Ache. But only a person who has the licencia to call onto that Ache, that dwells in Orun, has the authority to do that. It's only someone that is initiated. Why? Because now that Orisha recognizes you as an initiate, as someone who has Ochun or Batala, whoever on your head. Of course, there's multiple other secrets involved, but I'll just leave it at that. But so like a person who is an Aleyo can't just make a statue altar at their house and think that they're calling Ochun, because that person, their words, when a person gets initiated, their words have power. The person now has Achelenu. And Achelenu is also associated with when someone's possessed and all that. But Achelenu. The not just the power, but the authority and the licencia, the permission to call onto the Ashe that we call Ochun down from heaven, down from Orun, and be present in any location. I don't have to be at a river to call on Ochun because I have that licencia. I can be in a forest. I can be in China. My Ochun can be over here in the Poconos of Pennsylvania. The physical vessel that I have for Ochun, I can go take a trip to China and I can call Ochun. Yes, because Ochun is an energy. She's not just dwelling in a sopera somewhere. Ochun dwells in Orun, in the heavens, in the ethers. Yes, absolutely. But as a non-initiate, what can you do? You have to go to the physical location in which that Orisha dwells. Because you can't call her anywhere else. Why? Because you don't have that licencia. That licencia that is only born through initiation. It's not because I'm just trying to be a dick and say you be a gatekeeper who can and cannot call Ochun. Or if you're black, you just have it. What a lot of people say. It's just like basically if you're black, it's your birthright. That's the word I was looking for. It's your birthright. That's what a lot of people think. I'm black, so I have the birthright. I'm only Puerto Rican Dominican, but this guy over here is black as Akon, and so he thinks that he has the birthright to call on Orisha because more of his ancestors were slaves than my ancestors. That's not how it works. I say Santeria, but in actuality, it is la regla de ocha, or Lukumi religion. Whatever you want to call it. A lot of people don't like the word Santeria. I say the word Santeria. A lot of old heads use the word Santeria, so I say Santeria. But it truly is la regla de ocha. Keyword la regla, rules. There are rules, there are protocols to be abided by. So, getting back to Ochun, as an Aleyo, as a non-initiate, you can go to a river. You can pray to Ochun. Ask her for guidance. Please bring the God parent that I really want to get involved in this religion, and I'm seeking a God parent. Please, Ochun, bring somebody in my life that I can trust, that I can trust to be my God parent. Ochun, I don't love myself and I'm depressed all the time. Bring a mirror to the river and pray to Ochun. And pray in English, pray in Spanish, pray in whatever language you want. And pray to Ochun. And whatever offerings that you bring to the river. Bring some honey to the river. And offer that to Ochun. But just understand that what you are doing when you do that, you are coming to the dwelling place of that Orisha, and you're leaving an offering. But I would say, how would I word it? I was going to say, don't leave from the river after you're done what you're doing with such high expectancy. Maybe that's not the right way to word it. It's just a fine line between these energies that we call the Orisha, which is just Ashe, and what a person can and cannot do, what a person has the licencia, the authority to do and not do. But at the end of the day, yes, you can find Orisha in nature. That's where they live. That's where they are. I am at a river and I can call on Ochun, Oba, Yemaya, Olokun, If I don't have access to an ocean, then I gotta call Yemayad, then I call Yemayad at a different body of water. Why? Because La Regla de Ocha, as far as the Cuban Lukumis are concerned, it's about also adaptation. So, shit, if there's, some ceremony going on, if you don't have a river, you got to improvise. If you don't have an ocean, you got to improvise. If you don't got a river, you got to go to a lake. You don't got a lake, you got to go to a marsh or something, a body of water, something. But yes, Aleyos can seek the guidance of Orisha. Yes, Aleyos can ask for the guidance and call on Ochun when they go to a river. Absolutely. But don't walk around saying that Ochun is your crown Orisha. Don't walk around saying that Ochun is one of your guides. That's not how this religion works. You go to a river, you pray to Ochun. Ask her. The number one thing that we should be asking all Orisha is for health. That's number one. Because without health, you can't do shit. We ask for money, ire o wo. It doesn't matter what if I ask for ire o wo, because if I can't work for my money, I can't get up in the morning, and then it don't matter. I can't even go to the lottery machine because if I can't get out of bed. Ire o mo, blessings of children. That can be the idea is not just physical children, but multiplicity and just multiplying my blessings. Ire o ma, blessings of intelligence. You can go on and ire de wantolokun, ire o shishiodara, ire oriyoko, ire inkumini aye, ire ashigunota, ire lese ocha, ire lese arubo. But we always end with ire ariku babawa, blessings of health, so that I do not see an early death. But you don't have to, as an Aleyo, even as a santero, you don't have to pray in Lukumi. It's nice. Whenever it comes to prayer, I always think about the quote, talk to a man in your language and you speak to his mind. Talk to a man in his native tongue and you speak to his heart. So when I pray to Orisha, I try to pray in Lukumi personally, but that's because I've taken the time to study. Because I have the time to study and I have the willpower to study. A lot of people are lazy. A lot of people simply work too much. And they don't have time to be sitting down and reciting prayers and memorizing all this stuff, because it is a lot. But now I'm just going off on a completely different tangent than the intention of this video. If you are Aleyo and you want Ochun and you having love issues and you're having doubts and you don't love yourself and you hate what you see in the mirror, then bring some honey, bring a mirror, go to a river, call on Ochun. Ochun, mi madre, my mother Ochun. I'm calling unto you. I ask for your guidance. And pour some honey into the river. Taste it first before putting it in the water. Give it as an offering. Look in the mirror and ask for self-love. Ask for better character. And when you're done with that session that you had at the river, and you go home, even take some water, clean yourself, put some water on your head and say, Ochun, please clean away, wash away my insecurities, wash away any self-doubt, wash away my depression, wash away my body dysmorphia, wash away these doubts that I have, whatever it is that you're going through. Yes, go to the river and ask Ochun for her blessing. But through initiation, you don't have to be at the river. You can be in the middle of a jail cell and call on Ochun if you're initiated. Because you have that licencia. You can be in a place, you can be in the middle of a desert. There's not a drop of water nowhere, and you can call on Ochun. But as an Aleyo, the only option that I see is to go to the actual place where you can find that Orisha. Oh crap, a little bug. Somebody's crawling on me. How many times do we see an Aleyo get a reading and they're told they have to do ebo? Maybe get some pumpkins or something, sticking with the theme of the river and Ochun. And they're told they have to go to Ochun. Ochun is standing up for this person, and Ochun wants an offering. And the person is led, the Aleyo is led, you'll go to the river and offer this to Ochun and pray to Ochun. So we see it. I'm not talking out of my ass. As far as I know, what I've been told is that the super duper duper correct way to give an offering when a santero gives a reading or a babalao gives a reading, and they say that, okay, you need to go to a river, you're not initiated, but Ochun is saying to give her an offering. That priest, that babalao, that santero is supposed to actually accompany you to the river, to wherever it is that you're supposed to leave the ebo, and cast obi to confirm that the ebo is complete. Maybe Ochun wants more honey. Maybe she wants a person to sit down longer in prayer, whatever. The idea being that the Aleyo cannot cast obi. They don't have no Orisha. They don't got nothing. So the priest who has, well, I'll say the Olorisha. I personally don't like the word using the word priest or priestess. So I'm a priest of Watara. I use it so that other people can actually understand me, but I am not I'm technically a priest of Watara. I'm an Olorisha. I'm an Olobatala. I'm an Ologiyan, because that's my path of Watara. But yeah, so that's like the super proper way. People don't do that, unfortunately. I remember years back that someone that I know was told that, oh, the Iamis are standing up for this person, or at least just to give an offering to the Iamis. And the babalao, good babalao. And he told this person who has no ceremony done to get the innards of an animal, of like a chicken or something. Get the intestine, the heart, the kidneys, all the guts that is all up in here. Take all that and take it at the foot of a tree at midnight and offer it to the Iamis. Now, we know that the Iamis, the Iami Aje, the elder mothers, ay, coño, damn bugs. We know that they are one of the entities that a lot of people don't and should not mess with. Coño, come on. Along with, there's certain entities that say, oh yeah, anybody can go to Ochun, anybody can go to Elewa, yada yada. The Iamis is one of those entities that preferably only a person who's initiated should be approaching in any way, shape, or form. As well as Odua, as well as Asohuano, Brosia, Bromu, Yegwa, some would argue even Oba. These are delicately dark entities. And when I say dark, I don't mean evil. Not in any way, shape, or form. But dark entities. Arguably Osain, because he walks with Aroni. Who is another entity that accompanies him. And so, arguably the proper thing that this Babalao should have done, if you're gonna say you have to give an offering to Iami, that's what it says in the reading. That Babalao should have accompanied this individual and gone out and helped the person pick out at the least the person goes and picks out the guts and the innards, the tripa, I believe it's called in Spanish, and then accompany this person at 12 o'clock in the morning, midnight, and accompany this person to give this offering to the Iamis. This is not what was done. But my point is, the person was still sent out to do something. And a person can get a reading and they're sent out. You got to give an offering to Ochun. You got to bring a friggin', clean yourself with a piece of meat and cover it in corojo and offer it to Ogun in the forest. Leave 7 pennies and talk to Ogun. And go drop it off at the forest. Go drop it off at the friggin' railroad tracks, whatever. And the persons in Aleyo, they have no initiation done, but they're still sent to go to an Orisha and offer a bowl. So these things exist. So let me know about what your personal experiences are or have been as an initiate, as an Aleyo. Is there anything that I've said that you disagree with? You know, because there's going to be people who say, unless you have initiation done, there is zero communing with the Orisha, regardless of whether they're Ache or not. I would think maybe in the old days, if we're talking pre-1950s Cuba, unless you had initiation made, there was no such thing as going to a river and thinking that you were going to talk to Ochun. Maybe they would say you don't know who you're talking to. You don't have licencia. You don't have initiation done. So how do you know who you're talking to? You know. So let me know about your perspective. Keep in mind that everything that comes out of my mouth, everything that comes out of any santero's mouth, there is usually like a 90% chance that there is just simply a nuance that is being left out, that someone else may leave in or out, a different perspective that someone may have or not have. It can be as extreme as, no, when you do Oba, if someone's going to be crowned Oba, they have to get Oba direct. And the whole thing about Ochun, Oro, Oba is bullshit. You're going to have two different variations of that, depending on who you talk to. Or it could be as tiny as, no, the sunflower does not belong to Ochun. The sunflower belongs to Chango. Why are you offering sunflowers to Ochun? You take it even deeper. No, why are you offering flowers to Orisha, period? There's no such thing as giving flowers to Orisha. You give flowers to Egun. That's who they belong to. Flowers, a lot of people put flowers on their thronos and they cover their Ochun with some flowers, but flowers are things that go only to the dead. And you're gonna get different variations. So just keep that in mind. Everything that I say, I have a video where I talk about how a person's crown can change from my perspective and from what I've learned and from what I've seen and from the interviews that I've seen with the different lagbas. Crowns change. Ask a babalao. They're gonna say, nope, that's impossible. Different perspective. So just keep that in mind with everything that I say. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is wrong, because what I say I back up. But also at the same time, what I say can always be refuted by someone else's perspective on what they've learned and what they've done and the elders that they've spoken to. So always keep that in mind. Okay? So, El Conquistador, peace out. Kia ora nagmayo.